Gentleman from New York, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Head wounds, heavy bleeding, and then just shrapnel all over. So folks are bleeding from their abdomen, bleeding from arms, bleeding from legs. Secretary Hegseth, do you know who said that?
I'm not sure I do.
It was one of our soldiers describing the devastating Iranian drone strike at Port Shuaibah, March 1st in Kuwait. As you know, 6 of our soldiers killed, over 30 wounded. Secretary, do you know the range of the Shahed 136 one-way attack drone, approximately?
It depends on the variant, but it's got serious distance.
Several hundred miles. Do you know how far Port Shuaibah is from Iran?
There's a reason why we took
It's
extreme measures
reclaim
for
my time.
protection, because
I'm
we
gonna reclaim
understood the
my time.
proximity challenge.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to reclaim my time. It's well under 100 miles. Before the war started, there was clear intelligence that Shuaibah was high on Iran's target list. Internal analysis had said the site was indefensible from aerial attack and should not be used. Yet you sent our soldiers from the 103rd Sustainment Command there anyway. Is that true or false? True or false? Straightforward question.
Are you going to give me a chance to answer, or just play gotcha?
Did you send them there or not?
We took proactive
I'll
measures
take that
from the
as a yes
beginning
and
to ensure
reclaim my
force
time.
protection and defensive
Now
posture were
let's talk,
maximized across
Secretary,
the theater.
let's talk about what defenses they had. Prior to the attack, officers,
He barely started his answer.
true or false? Straightforward question.
Are you going to give me a chance to answer, or just play gotcha?
Did you send them there or not?
We took proactive
I'll
measures
take that
from the
as a yes
beginning
and
to ensure
reclaim my
force
time.
protection and defensive
Now
posture were
let's talk,
maximized across
Secretary,
the theater.
let's talk about what
He
defenses
just
they
wants
had.
a simple.
Prior
true
to
or
the attack,
false.
officers on the ground knew our troops were vulnerable. In fact, they requested additional force protection. Did they receive it?
Wherever humanly possible, force protection and
not.
counter UAS
Save you
was
the
always
time.
made available.
They did not. In fact, when asked to describe the base's defense, one survivor who's come forward from the unit said, quote, I would put it in the none category. From a drone defense capability, none. So let's be clear, no counter-drone capabilities, no counter-rocket systems, no counter-mortar or counter-artillery, not even the basic overhead protection that you and I had 20 years ago in Iraq, and now 6 of our soldiers are dead. The next day, you downplayed the attack. You said it was a squirter that squeaked through fortified defenses. But since then, thankfully, brave survivors have come forward to set the record straight. One of our surviving soldiers told CBS, quote, painting a picture that one squeaked through is a falsehood. Another said the unit was, quote, unprepared to provide any defense for itself. It was not a fortified position. Another survivor said the building's protection was about as weak as one gets. Secretary Hegseth, that is obviously in direct contradiction to what you said from the Pentagon podium the next day. So are you saying that these soldiers, our soldiers, who survived this horrific attack are lying?
What I'm saying is, before the commencement of the conflict, we put in maximum defensive posture we could.
That's a direct
We moved
contradiction to
70
what they said.
in this directing. Can I speak, or are you just going to monologue falsehoods all over the place?
It's not a falsehood.
We moved 7,500 troops off of
Reclaiming
the
my
X based
time.
on the intel.
Stop.
Based on the intel.
Stop. Reclaiming my time.
Because you yell doesn't
Are
make you right.
calling-
Just because you yell doesn't
I'm
make you right.
reclaiming my time on behalf of these survivors. You just said what they said is a falsehood.
There's a much larger
That
picture.
true?
There's a much larger picture at play here that included integrated air defenses, bunkers, moving people off
Then
the
why,
X
Mr.
to
Secretary,
ensure
are
that
they
they were
dead?
not part of the target. We moved those troops and all across the theater, thousands of troops off the X, off of their bases, because we knew what Iran was going to try to strike, and we knew there
So
would
no
be a
answer.
tragic moment.
No
there could be a
answer, Mr.
tragic moment
Secretary.
where something
Again.
could get through. Of
Again.
course, that's the
I'm
consequence of
reclaiming my
conflict,
time.
and we
Again.
remember those 6 every single day.
I wanna
But
finish-
don't play games with.
I'm not playing games.
Raising
I want
your
to
voice
finish
and
with
pointing
one more
fingers.
quote from a survivor of the attack, and it's on the record. Telling the truth is important. And we're not going to learn from these mistakes if we pretend these mistakes didn't happen. Secretary Hegseth, those soldiers told the truth. Those soldiers are braver than you are.
I commend them.
They are asking for accountability. They deserve accountability, and I'm asking for the same, starting with you. And as I said a year ago, you need to resign immediately.
I commend those
And I
soldiers.
yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
I don't understand the things I do.
The world outside looks so unkind, and I'm counting on you. You can carry me through. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Won't you take me away? And when my mind is free, you know a melody can breathe. When I'm feeling blue, the guitar's coming through to soothe me. Thanks for the joy that you're giving me. Joy that you're giving me. I want you to know that I believe in your song. Rhythm and rhyme and harmony. You help me along, making me strong. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Just give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Yeah. Oh, won't you take me? Oh, won't you take me? I wanna drift away. Won't you take me? I wanna drift away. I wanna drift away. Take me home. Let me drift away. Won't you take me away?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hendershot, when does the president have to get permission of the United States Congress to use military force?
Well, Senator Kennedy, as I was discussing with Ranking Member Durbin, I do want to be careful about hypotheticals in terms of prejudging.
It's not a hypothetical. I'm asking what the Constitution says. When does the President of the United States have to get permission from Congress to use military force?
Generally, Senator, my understanding is the division between Article 1 and Article 2 distinguish between the war powers, which are under Article 1 and require congressional consent. Again, I'm talking in great generalities, whereas other use of force, if I understand your question, are things that are likely committed under Article 2 to the President's Commander-in-Chief powers.
I have no idea what you just said, Mr. Hendershot. Let's try it again. Tell me when the President has to go to Congress to get permission to use military force.
Senator, I think is when, because the text of the Constitution, Article 1, talks about declarations of war, those would be circumstances where the President would, in a general sense, and use of force that is not war under the Commander-in-Chief power I think those are under Article 2 without the consultation of Congress.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, I just don't understand what you said. Mr. Jones. Let's suppose the mayor of a city, let's suppose the mayor of a city goes to his or her city council and gets a rule freezing rents. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Freezing all rents
Yes, sir.
forever and a day. Well, let's make it even more interesting. Reducing rents by 20%, because housing is a problem, right? Cost of housing. Let's suppose to try to help people with housing costs, the city, mayor and council, uses its police power under its state constitution as recognized by the federal constitution. So we're going to lower all rents by 20%. And as a result, because of the cost of insurance and electricity and that sort of thing, about half of the landlords in the city just say, look, we're going to have to default on our mortgage. Can constitutionally, can the city do that?
Well, Senator, I think it could depend. I do think the city could have some ability to freeze rents. But I think you would have to look at the
Why isn't that a taking?
well, it certainly could be a taking. And I think,
When does it become a taking? At what point?
well, I think it would have to be, you'd have to initially look at the impact, the financial impact on the taking of what could amount to a property.
Let's suppose, that's fair, yes sir. Let's suppose 40% of the landlords will default on their mortgage. Have you reached the point of the taking or not? And how do you determine when you reach the point of the taking?
Well, again, I think it could depend, but there would have to be a showing that, what the financial impact was, and I think...
Yes, sir, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, we just have so little time. I understand that you have to have a showing. Tell me what the rule is.
Well, I think the rule is if you're taking property without, the government, I should say, taking property for a legitimate government purpose, I think you can only do that by compensating the owner of the property.
So any freeze on rent is a act of eminent domain?
Well, not necessarily, Senator. I think in your hypothetical, you were, at least as I understood it, we're talking about a financial impact, not just freezing it at the moment, but then going on down the road.
In the hypothetical I gave you, who's going to win if the landlord sue the city? The city or the landlords?
Well, I think again it would depend on the length.
You're not going to give me an answer.
Well, I think it could depend. I know that's a very lawyerly answer, Senator.
Yes, sir, it is very hard.
Depend on,
Judge, let me ask you a question in the few minutes I have. Tell me under what circumstances the state legislature can draft a statute that makes a distinction that classifies people on the basis of race.
Senator, I think Chairman Grassley, may I answer?
Yes, and then we'll go to Senator Goins.
Thank you, Senator. I think these circumstances would depend on the specifics of United States Supreme Court case law and
just give me
the
some
state constitution.
Just give me some examples.
Senator, on the basis of race, I don't think, I think in the United States Supreme Court has held that there should be no classification.
No, they just said you got to have a compelling reason.
That is true, Senator.
So tell me what would be a compelling reason.
Senator, as we sit here today, I cannot give you a compelling reason.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
thank you.